The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause they sold. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see myself. Kate, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
No, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh
lovely. I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Alright, cool. Thank you. Shit. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
Oh, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have fucking made it in an hour and 20 minutes. I will be sitting on my couch, drinking a beer, and toasting to Dan Campbell, Andy Reid, Kermit Mahomes, Jared Goff, Travis Kelce. Oh, no, maybe not. Mason will have that report in a little bit. And the return of the NFL season. Joining me in my celebration is my fantasy expert, one of the co-hosts here at Belly Up Sports, and one of my favorite Texans of all time, ladies and gentlemen, Mason Rush.
Love that intro. Fantasy
better,
expert. I've been upgraded to fantasy expert. I love that.
There you go. It's like, listen, I want to give you like the just title that you deserve, because honestly, you haven't steered me wrong in my draft so far. We start tonight. Oh, I want to tell you about this, by the way, Mace, before we get everyone else in here. My HR specialist at my job started a fantasy league, right? With me, the CEO, the head of sales, the front counter guy at one of our locations, one of our organizational, like, and logistics guys, like, you know, just a eight-man simple league. You know, half the people don't even watch football. She set the draft for next Thursday at 6.
Oh, wow.
You know what? Honestly, though, it'd be great, because if somebody gets fucking injured, you know, it'd be easy, right?
Right. Now you know not to take Cooper Kupp.
Or, in my case, Jonathan Taylor. Still hurts.
Correct.
Either way, we're back. And also, this handsome devil's right here. This guy is our TikTok sensation. He is the happiest Jets fan alive. And he's not alone in the Jets fandom tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Ordazzle.
And let's not forget the watching the Lions head coach Deontarius Campbell tonight. The man, the myth, the legend, the kneecap breaker himself. And, you know, we all know whenever I drink a nice little beverage on the show, it's 99.9% time. It's a nice little margarita. Today, a little special occasion since we have football back. This is the first Korner Booth pregame episode of the year with Thursday Night Football. We got a little Pump King, little there Imperial,
solid beer. Solid beer.
Southern Tier Brewing Company. Don't ask where they're from because I have no idea.
They are from McCarthy will know. Ladies and gentlemen, also joining us the chat. There you go. Like I just spoiled it. Ladies and gentlemen, making his return to the stage, host of No Credentials Required, the resident holy man of Belly Up Sports. He kind of gives a little moral value to this show when me, Mason, and Matt go off the rails. Resident Jets fan and Yankees fan, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan McCarthy. He's dancing and grooving in a hotel room. By the way, McCarthy, I'm drinking Mastermind by Fiddlehead Brewing, solid company as well.
Nice. I have a local beer in the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, because that's where I'm at right now. I got Summer Fling by Smart Mouth Brewing. It's a nice crushable Hefeweizen. I also have my branched chain amino acids because I almost died like 3 times today in this sweltering heat and humidity.
The recovery.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
I won't let you tell me about Heat McCarthy when you're not in Houston, Texas.
Oh God, Mason's gatekeeping Heat now, guys.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I see what we're doing. We're trying to be the alpha male, huh?
Our favorite Georgia resident, my man, Stacy Morgan from Morgan Man Sports, big Falcons fan. He's excited. Appreciate you, Stace. Check out his collaboration. He did a collaboration, a huge Falcons podcast. It's about, I think he just dropped it like yesterday, I believe. Go check it out, Morgan Man Sports, on all places where you get your podcast. Gentlemen, we'll start with Mason, with Mason's the Rush Report, because Mason, we have some breaking news fantasy-wise, so I'll let you kind of take the lead. The Rush Report is, of course, brought to you by SeatGeek. Promo code BELLYUP for $20 off your first purchase. Maybe you can try to get a hold of some secondhand Zach Bryan tickets, which I heard are in the $300 range now. It's going to be fun. Check it out now, obviously. All right. Mace, the floor is yours.
So we'll start with the news that is going to affect this game tonight, as we have all heard coming out in the last couple of hours. And then yesterday, Travis Kelce is dealing with a bone bruise in one of his knees. He's not going to play tonight. There's a lot of swelling, I guess, going on. And look, it's a 17-game season. I think the Chiefs feel like, hey, you drop one game, it's not the end of the world. There's no point with this guy being 34 years of age now to rush this type of injury and make him play, essentially. Yeah. So, look, he's not a candidate for the IR right now. This is sort of a week-to-week injury. There's no point in assuming if you have Travis Kelce in fantasy that he's going to go on the IR, that he's going to miss noticeable time, extensive time. There's no reason for you to believe that. This is a week-to-week injury. He might be back next week. But if you do have Travis Kelce, the game starts in about an hour, so you've got time to make some moves. We've got several tight ends here that can absolutely not, put up Travis Kelce type numbers, but can stop the bleeding a little bit. The first one I've got here is Tyler Higbee. He's not going to be available in a lot of leagues, particularly with the Cup news coming out earlier this week. So if he is in your league, I would highly recommend picking him up, because he is most likely going to be the go-to target for the Rams, regardless of the fact that they're both tight ends. Doesn't matter who's going to be in the receiving corps for the Rams. Higbee is probably going to be that go-to target for Stafford on Sunday afternoon. Next up, we've got Gerald Everett of the LA Chargers. Previously, last year in 2022, Miami gave up the third most points to tight ends in fantasy. There's no reason to believe that that's going to change at all this year. Gerald Everett is unfortunately a boomer bust player. If you went down his list of games where he was active and played last year, you're looking at ranges of 10 to 30, and most of them being on either side of that range. He's going to either give you, 10 or less, or he's going to give you 25 plus. So it's a little bit iffy. It's a little bit of a 50-50 kind of toss-up, given the fact that the Chargers have loaded up this offseason. They've got lots of targets: Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston, Austin Eckler in the backfield, who has a pass-catching threat. But if your league is deep, if you don't have a lot of options, if you got to throw someone at tight end, this is a very solid option. This one is my personal favorite, and he's going to be available in every single league. I can tell you that for a fact. It's Hayden Hurst of the Carolina Panthers. Today, Adam Thielen and DJ Chark did not practice. No practice for either of the two. So we're looking at Jonathan Mingo being the wide receiver one come Sunday for Carolina. Jonathan Mingo is not going to have some ridiculous amount of receptions. Bryce Young's a rookie quarterback. He doesn't have a lot of chemistry with anyone at this point. This is a potential option for you if Kelce's out and your league's deep. You don't really have a lot of options at this point with waivers. Another tidbit to include is Atlanta, which is the Panthers' opponent on Sunday, ranked 27th in terms of fantasy points allowed against tight ends last year. Similar to Miami, not very good against tight ends. Okay, so we'll move on to Cooper Kupp. This one is a little bit more interesting because there is really not a lot of news and reporting on this particular injury. We heard that in July, he suffered some kind of hamstring strain. They were going to monitor it, not really push him, take it easy, see if the injury kind of healed up on its own, or, just kind of monitor it. Late last week, we heard that he didn't practice because of the same injury that happened in July. He went and saw a specialist over the weekend in Minneapolis. McVay said that it's a soft tissue problem, and that there's a potential possibility for him to go on the IR. If you have Cooper Kupp, there is about a 9 out of 10 chance that you took him in the first round, and there's really not going to be anyone at this point that you can take from waivers that's going to put up Cooper Kupp type numbers. But what you can do is you can waiver Van Jefferson, who's going to be available in a lot of leagues. Like I said, he's not going to replace Cooper Kupp. He's not going to have the potential to put up 30 balls week in, week out, depending on how long Kupp's out. But he's going to be the wide receiver 1 on the Rams, potentially, for 5 weeks here if he goes on IR, if Kupp goes on IR. So this is a really solid option if you've got Kupp. Like I said, you probably took him in the first round. You're not going to get any kind of return. You're just going to have to wait this out and hope that this sort of gets figured out in 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. There's nothing you can do. But Van Jefferson is a very solid option.
Or if you're like me, who took Cooper Kupp with the 6th pick in round 3, you're hurting, but you're not as hurting as if you did take
You're not as down bad as.
No. I took him in 2 different drafts, but Cooper Kupp in 1 league I got in the 3rd round, but I did not get Kelsey.
So for you, Matt, like you said, you're not hurting as bad as a lot of these people out here that took him, that had their drafts like Jared. What was that, Jared? A month and a half ago, man?
It was June 15th.
Right. So, you got people like yourself, or sorry, not yourself, but whoever in your league took him. And then you've got people who took him 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago when a lot of these drafts were happening. So there's not much you can do, but you got to have a winning mentality. You have to, find someone who's going to stop the bleeding a little bit and keep you competitive. Van Jefferson can keep you competitive while this injury figures itself out in one way or the other. Okay, quick hits. I'll just touch on a couple of waivers and then some sleepers that you can consider post week 1 before this game starts. So for waivers, I really like the Commanders defense. They're playing Arizona. As we know, Kyler Murray's going to be out for a considerable while. We don't even know if he's going to play this year. We really don't at this point. So they're going to be starting Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs is not going to have an easy time against anybody this season. Jonathan Gannon, rookie head coach. The two paired together are not going to be something that is successful. So if you're in a matchup where you're at a slight disadvantage, if you're trying to create a little bit of an advantage and give yourself a little bit of wiggle room in a tight matchup, consider taking the Commanders defense, consider wavering them if they're available in your league. This guy you could kind of put in that stash kind of option 2 at the bottom of your roster, Marvin Mims. The Broncos, just like last year, they're dealing with a lot of injuries. Tim Patrick out for the year with an Achilles. Jerry Jeudy, he's got a hamstring issue, and it's looking like he's not going to play on Sunday. So that leaves Cortland Sutton. Who is their tight end here?
Dolchich, I think.
Dolchich, yeah, you're right, Matt. So Dolchich, they've got Javonte Williams, who's going to be healthy, but look, in terms of receiving core, there are not a lot of options for the Broncos at this moment. So Marvin Mims is an excellent option. Not anyone that you're going to start anytime soon, but hey, maybe he makes a little progress this weekend, and he's a guy that you could run at the flex spot for yourself 5 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now, something like that. Going down this list, Elijah Moore. This is all kind of contingent on the fact that Deshaun Watson kind of returns to the regular form that he had in 2020 and 2019. Now, if that doesn't happen, I don't recommend this. But last year, Elijah Moore averaged 12.5 fantasy points with Zach Wilson, Mike White, Joe Flacco at quarterback. He's massively upgrading with a guy like Deshaun Watson, so there's no reason for anybody to believe that average should not increase if Watson is better. He's already better than any of those three guys that I just named, but particularly if he returns to the form that we knew him to be at prior to the suspension and the trade over to Cleveland, the sky's the limit for this guy. Last one, Sky Moore. It's a 50-50 kind of coin flip with this guy, but look, this is kind of a similar situation to what we saw last year in Green Bay. There was not a clear-cut WR1 going into the year. There's a whole lot of guys who are simply average in this receiving core. You've got Marquez Valdes-Scantling, you've got Kadarius Toney, you've got the kid that they drafted out of SMU this year in this past draft. Kelsey is going to be the go-to target when he is on the field, but hey, someone's got to make up that gap after Kelsey, right? He's going to draw a lot of coverage. Defenses are going to be able to zone in on him. Sky Moore's got great intangibles. He's very fast. He's an over-the-top threat. He's a deep ball threat. He can kind of do it all. So this is the type of guy that if he's available in your league, I think it would be smart for you to pick him up now before this game, because obviously if he goes off in this game in an hour, people are going to be chomping at the bit to try and pick this guy up. So you're going to have competition. If you're not happy with your bench, pick this guy up. Leave him for 4 or 5 weeks. Let time take care of itself. See if he proves to be the number one guy, similar to what Christian Watson did last year in Green Bay. That's all I've got.
I do have a
Take it
fantasy
away, Jared.
question
You got
for
it.
you, though.
Yeah,
Before
Matt,
you,
go ahead.
So I'm high on a particular tight end in the northern region of the world, a rookie, you could say. What are your thoughts on Sam Laporta, the Detroit Lions? I've been hearing very positive things on him with training camp. I've got him starting in one lineup just for it's whatever the one it is. It's a free league or something like that, so it's whatever. But I think he could be the Hawkinson for them, and I think Jared Goff maybe can use him a little more, especially with Jameson Williams out for 6 games.
Absolutely. I've been hearing his name a lot, particularly in terms of betting. I think a lot of people, I know his line for tonight's game at a lot of books was just at half a touchdown, receiving touchdown. And a lot of people like the over. You know, the receiving core is not particularly deep for Detroit, and they're probably going to be rotating in Gibbs and Montgomery in the backfield. So look, Matt, I think it's comparable to the situation in Buffalo with Dalton Kincaid. Everybody's had great things to say about Dalton Kincaid in camp. People feel like him and Josh Allen have a great connection. But it's one of these things similar to the last 3 guys that I named off. He's the type of guy that pick him up, waiver him, and you got to sit on that for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. Kincaid's going to come around. I think Laporta's going to come around too. But if you are considering wavering him, picking him up, trading for any of these guys, whatever it might be, don't expect them to put up sizable numbers quite yet. I think you got to play the waiting game with those 2 players, and I think they're very similar, and they're in similar situations because I think Detroit is really going to try and push it on that offensive end this year, and we already know that Buffalo is just kind of a juggernaut in terms of offense. So I like him, Matt. I don't know if I would start him. I think that's pretty bold on your part. Then again, I don't know how deep your leagues are, but I like the player. I think that he can be good in, I don't know, week 8. At that point, he might be a start. I wouldn't start him tonight, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think it's a 12-man
I can't sign
league.
off on that. I'll put it to you that way. I can't sign off on that.
I think it's a 12-man league. I'm shooting for a red zone touchdown, maybe a couple receptions, get it like a solid 12 points out of him. But I don't know. I got that fire in my gut feeling about him.
Hey, man. Well, look. Fantasy's all about taking risks, and there's no better time to take a risk than early in the season because you've got the rest of the season to make it right. So, hey, I like the move. I'm for being bold. I'm for, taking risks, like I said. So, hey, I hope it works out to the best of your ability. I really do.
I do have one sleeper for y'all that I've been kind of paying attention to in the background. Mace, by the way, fucking amazing job, dude. You brought your A game. Maybe it's the executive, sure. I think you gotta keep doing this every week. The Colts have struggled this year, or in the last couple of years, with tight end production. They drafted a tight end in the 6th round at the University of Miami. Now, this is not fan bias. I just know what I see on the field. Guy finished in the top 10 in almost every statistical stat at the Combine. And Mo Alley Cox and Jelani Woods struggled to produce last year. Will Mallory has been a sensation in camp, according to Colts sources. Do not be surprised by mid-season if he's the new rookie tight end that came out of nowhere that has kind of taken over that offense. I have him stashed in the bottom of my 12-man league as a backup tight end. I have the kid out of Tennessee as my backup, and then Njoku, Cedar Grove's finest, as my starter. Now, I may try to move Njoku to a team with a shit tight end. Oh, no, I have Laporta as my backup. I may try to move Laporta or Njoku, depending, and have Mallory as my backup tight end. Maybe get a little more receiver help, because right now my best receiver is Amon-Ra St. Brown. When I need to score a touchdown tonight. Either way, watch it for Will Mallory to be that sleeper tight end this year. I just have a weird feeling he's going to go off because, one, Miami always produces a tight end that produced points. Even as bad as Chris Herndon was, he still was a solid tight end in certain weeks. All right, that's what I got. Mason, excellent job. Gentlemen, we got about 30 minutes before we have to crack one open. Let's talk about tonight's game. Actually, no, fuck it. No, we have 2 Jets fans in the stadium tonight. Let's talk about Hard Knocks. The final episode aired yesterday. Mr. Matt, the floor is yours. Let's hear your overall reaction to this year's Hard Knocks. This episode. Roll with me.
So I thoroughly enjoyed Hard Knocks. 90% of it is because obviously it featured my team. I'll be the first one to admit it was not as fiery as the 2010 Hard Knocks with the Jets, because who can top that infamous, famous, Sexy Rexy's fucking speech about getting a snack afterwards. Like, I fired me up to go get a Pop-Tart out of the cabinet.
Get a GD snack.
Yeah. I never grabbed a fucking strawberry frosted Pop-Tart so fast in my life. But so I enjoyed it. I was a little concerned in the beginning when they said that they weren't going to show the cuts. I was like, oh, that's kind of not like that's what Hard Knocks is about. But that was like a big thing. We all fall in love with all these prospects. We hope they make the team, and then we find out their fate with them.
That annoyed the fuck out of me. I'm sorry.
It did, but you know what? It didn't turn out to be as bad as I thought. I think because they implemented those 2 undrafted rookie receivers that made the team. They put them looking like they were going to get cut, but they made the team. I loved my favorite part of this Hard Knocks season that didn't have to do with anything that involved the playing or the players or anything like that was when they had Robert Saleh and the Sopranos theme song rolling down the New Jersey Turnpike to the stadium. That was the coolest thing I think I saw on Hard Knocks this year. But I loved it. Saleh is not a yell in your face guy, but he's just a leader and a little motivator. He's just a respectful guy. It's just a little different, I think, than old school current kind of coaches, but I'm excited for the year. Jason Brownlee and Xavier Gibson, shout out to them, the 2 undrafted free agent rookies that made the team, busted their butts, and they're going to be doing I think Xavier is going to be doing some special teams return stuff, and Brownlee should probably be the 5th receiver. But solid season in the books for me. I enjoyed it. I'm happy Tanzel Smart's on the practice squad. And I'm excited. I don't know how you feel about it, Mr. McCarthy, with this Hard Knocks 5 episodes.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable 5 episodes. I know a lot of the focus was on Aaron Rodgers and how he would adjust to the team and how the players would do themselves to him and vice versa. My favorite part was the fact that they looked at Aaron Rodgers in practice, and he had that in the final episode. He had that rough start, and he was cussing at himself rather than cussing at his players, which I guess he had been reported to do when he was in Green Bay. But you see, after the first drive, he can't complete 2 straight drives. He's over there yelling at himself and he's saying, "We can't effing finish a drive." Goes off by himself. Sulks for a few minutes. Kind of just gets himself together after saying his piece out loud. And then all of a sudden you hear him say, "Hey, 17, step to my office." And they talked it over, the entire offense, the receivers, tight ends, running backs, they all talked it over. And I think they scored touchdowns in consecutive drives to end practice. And it just shows you how Aaron Rodgers is being embraced by the Jets, and he's embracing his new teammates. And the fact that his teammates are all young guys, all hungry guys who want to get to the next level, want to get to the pinnacle. They want to get to not only the playoffs, but they want to go to a Super Bowl. And they think Aaron Rodgers is their best chance to do so. I also love the fact that Zach Wilson's being taken under Aaron Rodgers' wing. He had a pretty fantastic preseason by all accounts. Didn't commit any turnovers, wasn't sacked a whole lot, got out of the pocket when he needed to get out of the pocket. But no, this was an enjoyable season of Hard Knocks. I'm going to get myself a Cartucci board. By the way, no commercials required as a new sponsor.
I even have my mother saying that shit now. It's just hysterical. So I'm on vacation. My parents are obviously there. I'm watching it with my family because I was catching up. I watched it 2 weeks ago. I was trying to catch up. I had some time. It was raining. I didn't feel like playing OG Xbox games. And he says that shit in the show recap. And my mother just goes, "What the fuck did he say?" And Southern Jersey girl, Southern raised, like she's very animated, right? And just the way she said, I was laughing my ass off. And then also my friends also say it like that because I've said that like that before because I'm a smart ass and I have a very unholy mouth. So at least my vocabulary. And so I said that a bunch of times. My friends started saying that shit on vacation, and it just spread like wildfire. So the fact that it was on the show made me laugh. I loved how they made Rodgers look human. I have said this for the last 2 years since he started doing these Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. My boy Pat McAfee, shout out to him, started his ESPN journey today. He's the reason I still do this show because I was ready to quit about 2 years ago, right before Matt came on. But McAfee was one of the reasons that kept me going because I love doing this because it's the same way he does. Do it with your friends. Like, I honestly consider Mason a friend. I consider Matt's been my friend for so fucking long. Matt's seen me my best, worst. It goes back and forth. Who knows? I might even become friends with his intern in the background right here who's just watching intently. I love the focus this kid has. And McCarthy, we are definitely friends. I cannot wait to have our first live beer together soon. Anyway.
Well, before we get off the topic of it, we got to talk. Oh, okay, you go.
Rodgers, I love the way they've shown. I know I go on. Matt, you should know this by fucking now. You've been friends for 10 years. I go off on fucking ADHD tangents. Anyway, Rodgers, the way they showed him, it's more like what I saw on McAfee, what I saw when he's doing these interviews with Pat and AJ and the boys, where it's more genuine. He's wearing a Star Wars t-shirt. He's talking shit. He's goofing off. He's making fun jokes. Not this guy who tells the national media to go fuck itself, because honestly, I want to tell them to go fuck themselves too. Not going to lie. 80% of the national sports and regular news media is terrible. So, there you go. Matt, your point.
But not belly up sports. Definitely not belly up sports.
We're grassroots, baby. We ain't legacy. Fuck that shit.
We got to talk about Aaron Rodgers and UFOs. Apparently. So before Aaron Rodgers became the ayahuasca hallucinogenic sensation, apparently
dating when he
was, apparently when in the
he's not dating her anymore though.
She, well, does he know this? But so I guess right before the 2005 draft, he was staying with a friend in the Brooklyn area, and he was like, we were laying, and I was going to bed, and I heard the siren going off, and it was from a power plant, and he went downstairs. His buddies were up, and they went to check it out, and apparently a UFO flew over them and just disappeared in plain sight afterwards. And of course, Aaron Rodgers, being the man we all know who he is now, apparently started to research more stuff about UFOs, found out that they can set off alarms in nuclear areas like power plants. And all he said was, well, I know it was unidentified, I know it was an object, and I know it was flying. He's like, so that's got to be a UFO. So it's just on par for knowing who he is now with the things that he takes, that he saw a fucking UFO, 12 years ago or, 18 years ago, whenever it was. So he was just destined for the fucking shrooms, pretty much.
I love it. All right. Any other thoughts on Hard Knocks before we roll into why everyone's here right now?
I didn't watch. I won't watch a single second of it. I don't care at all.
I forgot. You're that dude who has to be the anti, like...
Well, dude, I mean, if it was the New England Patriots, yeah, I'd check it out. But it's like, I don't care about what's happening behind
all I remember from the New England Patriots one was, just do your job, was in the intro every fucking time. I hated it.
Hate us because they ain't us, man.
I mean, listen, at this point, Mace, you might be looking towards a train wreck of a season, so they might hate you because they are you.
Listen, I still don't got 6 rings, so.
Yeah, I know. There's 6 rings.
Sorry,
They're the new are the Patriots the new Dallas Cowboys? Is this happening right now?
Hey, man, kiss them.
And 2 giant losses.
There you go.
One
loss to a big third member, Nick.
Can I convert baseball rings to the football world? See what the conversion is, like currency transfer.
I'll take an extra ring.
27 to like, yeah. I mean, you could try.
2001, motherfuckers.
It's got to be at least 5, 6.
2001.
This guy called the WFAN New York Sports Radio this morning, and he was like a 90-something-year-old guy talking to them about baseball, and he was like, there's one thing that I can say that I experienced in my lifetime that I bet you nobody else can tell you. And they're like, what? He was like, I was around and witnessed 17 world championships for my sports team. I was like, holy shit, because he was like, I was born in 1944, and if you remember, the era of Yogi Berra, they won 10 alone. And that was from, I think, the 40s to the 60s.
Damn.
So this man, in a 20-year span, witnessed 10 World Series and then went on to experience another 7 in his lifetime after that. So shout out to whoever that man was in New York. But like, to be able to, I haven't seen one Jets Super Bowl in my lifetime, and I've only been conscious enough to see one Yankees World Series because I was 5 when they won in 2000. So, I mean, 98, 90, 96, 98, 99, 2000, I was still a child. It's hard to remember things when you're 4 and 5. But so this man won 17 he's experienced, and I've seen one championship of my sports teams that I can remember watching. So shout out to that man.
There you go. Listen, I baseball news, by the way. One of the top prospects in baseball makes their debut tonight. I will have to watch it on my side screen because I'll be watching, obviously, Lions and Chiefs, which we'll talk about in about 5 minutes. About a minute, actually. Jordan Lawler, number 1 shortstop prospect besides Jackson Holliday, is making his debut for the Diamondbacks tonight.
Ooh.
I am ecstatic for Jordan. He is a power-hitting shortstop. It is long in the making. Probably they're going to move Perdomo over to third base, which solves our lack of third base problem because besides the fossil known as Evan Longoria, we don't have a third baseman. So,
oh man, Mets fans love him.
I saw Jackson Holliday play today.
Oh, how do you do?
1 for 3.
You know what's crazy is like I was hyped that we drafted Drew Jones, but the dude's been injured the entire season. And I have a buddy who's an Orioles fan. And he's been talking so much shit to me. It's like, I knew we drafted the right player. I'm like, we're talking about a guy who's not going to be in the bigs till we're in our 30s. The fuck are you arguing with me for? Anyway, shout out to Jordan Lawler. Congratulations on making this show. Top 5 prospect in baseball right now. It's really cool to see him actually play. I can't wait actually to watch him.
And real quick, shout out to Jackson Holliday, Oklahoma's finest. Shout out.
There you go. Also, Mace, I almost took your Sooners today for my gimme pick, but I had to hold off.
All good, man.
The line was a little short. I didn't like it. I'm like, Vegas knows something.
What was it? What was it? Real quick.
It was less than 15, which scared me a little bit.
Hey, well,
I like 15 and over for my I like 15 and over for my lines. Okay, I don't like anything under at least 2 touchdowns because that's when you get into the Matt territory where you lose 2 straight gimmies in a row.
Yep, and that was the last time I ever and will ever choose a NFL gimme.
Well, listen, towards the end of the season, you kind of have to pick one.
Oh, that is true, yeah. When it becomes time, what is this? Let me see this. Odell Beckham Jr.'s cryptic tweet via Bleacher Report involving an ankle injury or issue.
All right,
that didn't take long.
Boys, we got 5 minutes before our 6-pack kicks off. Let's talk tonight's game. All right, Sunday Night Football. We talked about Kelsey's out. We are also Chris Jones ain't playing as far as I've heard. No contract's been signed.
I literally heard he will be in the stadium watching from his suite. So he will be watching on with the rest of us.
Arguably the best 3-technique defensive tackle until Jalen Carter comes into his own. And he's not playing. And I mean, obviously it's week 1. It's kind of just like a showcase. And I'm going to make sure I don't watch until after kickoff because I don't want to see the fucking ring presentation because it takes a ref turf and a bad call to beat us. It's okay. Also, McCarthy, I got one for you. I picked this up at Martha's Vineyard. It's a Cisco Brewing Shark Tracker. It is one of the best light lagers you can buy on the market. It tastes phenomenal. Just a quick recommendation. But yeah, so tonight, the line before Kelsey was out was as high as what, May? 7.5, 6.5?
Something like that, man. I mean, I was seeing 8.5.
I saw 8.5 on Monday, and I held off because I was like, you know what? It may get higher. I'm one of the people who believes the Lions are that team that's going to be punching people. They're last year's Eagles, where they're going to be punching people in the mouth, and you're like, where the fuck did this come from? So the Lions were one Baker Mayfield times 5 turnovers away from making the playoffs last year. It's a very real thing they will win this division this year because I think the NFC North is the most overrated division of football. They honestly could run away with this thing by week 10. We'll see. That being said, fun things for tonight's game to look out for. 1, no Travis Kelce. So if you have any of those, like Mason said before, any of those Kansas City receivers might be off for a couple points. Look out for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Physical receivers always play well against that Kansas City secondary. A.J. Brown was butchering them. So was Devontae Smith in the Super Bowl. You go back, Jamar Chase had his way with them. So did T. Higgins. They struggle against top-tier talent. The way they beat you is Chris Jones rushing up the middle. No Chris Jones. Look for Jared Goff to have a clean pocket. And as much as Jared Goff can be a meme sometimes, he's still a top 10 quarterback in this league. Exceptional accuracy, good deep ball thrower. He hangs there, man. He hangs in that pocket. He is a tough bastard.
He is.
He is a tough dude. And listen, the Jared Goff slander, I will stop it right here. I am a Jared Goff stan. It's not just because we share the same fucking first name and it's spelled the same. It's because I watched this dude last year and the year before that take it on the shins. And they finally got good running backs. They got good receivers. Dan Campbell got his OC. Ben Johnson is going to be an amazing head coach in about 2 years because he wants to finish out his contract with the Lions apparently. So I actually think that kind of leads us into our.
Well, I want to make a quick point. I want to say that everybody's been hearing the quotes leading up to this game all week. Everybody, I mean, I think this goes without being said, but all eyes will be on Jahmyr Gibbs, both from Kansas City's defense, from a fantasy perspective, from a, if you're a Detroit Lions fan, from that kind of angle. Everybody will be paying attention to what this guy does tonight from multiple standpoints. And so it should not be underestimated that Kansas City will know where he is the entire night. So like Jared said, look for guys like Amon-Ra to have huge games. Like Matt said, Sam Laporta. That's why people are so high on this half a touchdown line.
Josh Reynolds, another one.
Yes. All eyes will be on Jahmyr Gibbs, and I think he's still going to have an exceptional game. I feel like he could go for over 100 yards combined passing, rushing, and at least a touchdown. But
also, mark my words, David Montgomery does a fucking Mike Tolbert impression. First touchdown of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, the host of the High Low Sports Podcast, along with our friend Kelsey, and the other host of the High Low Sports Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, two of my favorite human beings on the planet, a Cowboys fan, a Colts fan. I sang my praises for Will Mallory being their tight end one by the end of the season before. I also love these two dearly. They were just in a show with my boy Josh Mahler. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hunter Riffer stunt double and the guy who pancaked Nick Fairley. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Stewart, Kelsey Coyne.
Now the question is, guess which one of us was when they pancake Nick Fairley, and guess which one?
I think my money's on DJ.
I'm honestly taking DJ as well, because obviously I look so much like Hunter Renfrow.
Fellas, you're just in time. We're almost to six-pack time. We're talking a little stuff, things we're looking forward to in tonight's game. Obviously, we'll make our picks during the game. Kels, I hope DJ shared the six-pack picks with you. If you're not, I can text me right now.
Yep.
DJ, what kind of roommate
I have
are
no
you,
idea
bro?
what's happening
Well,
right
to
now.
be fair, I haven't checked my text from you either, so I don't know the six-pack questions right now.
I'm just here to look pretty.
It's the last text before I tell you I was. It's all good. I'll text him to Kelsey because I'm a good friend. That's what I do.
Best six-packs are the ones you don't expect.
Yeah, the best six-packs are the ones with the higher ABV. That's the rule.
The best six-packs are the one you don't pay for being completely honest.
That's true.
Okay, I disagree because I paid for the Canneritos, the alcoholic Jarritos. And if you haven't done that yet, go pay for them and then come talk to me about paying for a six-pack and it being worth it. That's the first six-pack I can honestly say it was ever worth it.
I'll raise you one. What if someone else paid for it and gave it to you?
All right.
I'd be a very rich man.
My favorite six-pack is the one that I got from my sister on vacation because I decided to be the chauffeur half the vacation. So my truck was like, I almost slapped a sticker on it that said Jared Clem's Uber service.
I get it.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
did I go a perfect 6-0 last week for six-pack?
You came close. I think you went 5 out of 6. Did you pick Buffalo, Colorado?
Yeah, I was the
Or
only
you
one to
picked
pick
the cover?
Colorado. No, I picked them straight up money line.
Okay, so you were, and who'd you pick? North Carolina, South Carolina.
Oh, that's the one I got wrong. I picked South Carolina.
There it is. That's what I thought it was. Well, it's okay. I was fucking pissed too. I bought into this Spencer Rattler Kool-Aid for about 5 minutes. All right, gentlemen, before we get started,
good call, Jared. Good call.
Hey, listen, Scoots, relax. All right.
With the way Mason sounds, Mason went 5-1 last week. Is that what it sounds like?
Yes, he did. He also hit his upset.
I took TCU. I took TCU.
Oh, so you took the losers. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no. So
hey, dude, you can't blame me for that. No one bought in, all right?
The rule
He
is
took
Mason
Clemson
is
too.
in first place.
Oh yeah, you did take Clemson.
Yeah. Enjoy it while you got it, buddy.
Mason has 5 points. Me, Matt, and Chris all have 3 points. Obviously, Chris will put his picks in the chat. But, gentlemen, let's start our. By the way, quick notes. Joe Burrow looks like he's healthy, according to sources.
Oh, he's playing.
He's playing, folks. And Israeli's playing. Also, Nick, everyone's favorite Trump supporter, Nick Bosa, got his bag. My man signed through a 5-year deal.
5 years and like 120 million, and he's going to
exactly
rally,
which is great because we're gonna have to pay Hassan Reddick in about a year. So I'm like, thank God. All right, just in range, gentlemen, it's about that time. We've been waiting months for this. It's time for the NFL version of. Let's crack a six-pack, gentlemen. All right. That being said, is my computer file. There it is. Presented by Canadips. Promo code 20% off. Listen, if you are like me and you dipped and you are a degenerate redneck like I am, it's something that'll save your teeth. Okay? Kelsey, DJ, Matt, Mace, they all know how much I blow through on a month with Canadips because the product works. Matt does as well. I think he's packing a lipper right now. I can't tell with that beard, though.
No, it's just the beard.
It's just the beard, apparently, even though I'm trying to catch up with you a little bit.
I took 3 inches off.
Wow. And I still can't fucking notice.
Yeah, actual size, yeah.
There you go. All right, either way, amazing product, multiple flavors, anything ranging from mango to Arnold Palmer, different variations of strength with the Rippers pack and CBD. Check it out, cannabis.com, official sponsor of Belly Sports, Korner Booth, and the Six Pack. Ladies and gentlemen, we're starting it off in college with College Station, Texas A&M visiting Miami, a rematch of last year's home and home schedule. We'll start with DJ, Texas A&M visiting Miami in Coral Gables. What's your feeling right now?
I kind of want to pick Texas A&M just to spite the host, but I think Texas A&M kind of stinks a little bit, so I'll go and take Miami. I'd say they pull off the mini upset in this one, and so we'll go with Miami.
There you go. Kels.
Oh, it's me? Okay. Everybody knows I'm here for the chaos, so give me Texas A&M. And I was going to pick Texas A&M even if you weren't a Miami fan.
That's fine. I don't take it personally.
Really? Because you sure look like it right there.
That's good.
I'm making sure. I have a whole song and dance set up for this show right now, so I make sure all my props are in position. Also, I just found out Kenneth Walker got changed to questionable, and I'm about to jump off a freaking 10th-story building.
Yeah, Jared, I was waiting to see if anyone else would mention it because I am in a very tough spot now too.
Me and Matt joined Kelsey and DJ's friend league, and Kenneth Walker's my RB2, and I'm about to jump off a skyscraper right now.
I don't want to talk about it. We're going against Josh Mahler without Travis Kelce. And in my work league, I'm going without Mark Andrews very likely by the end of this, and I have to decide whether I play Sam Laporta in 5 minutes.
Usually, I'm the death sentence of tight ends when I draft them, and I did not draft a tight end that got hurt yet. So this is a weird thing.
You're all on my teams.
Mr. McCarthy, Texas A&M, 4-point favorites on the road in Miami.
Give me Miami for this one.
Okay.
No particular reason other than that they're at home. Although I do got to say, I don't know if there's missing context from the first home game, but Miami Hurricanes, come on. You got to support your team. I mean, go to that stadium, fill it. Make some noise for your
Apparently, they did allegedly, and do not make fun of me for this, being a Hurricanes fan, allegedly, they did a promo for students where they got a ticket to a game later in the season if they purchased the Texas A&M ticket. I'm not going to knock it, but listen, when we're known for our bad attendance, I'll take it. Especially because it's a city that's not known for their the OB used to fill up like crazy, but Hard Rock Stadium is in the middle of fucking nowhere. But thank God we're moving out of the OB in 3 years. I cannot be happier. We're not moving out of the Hard Rock Stadium. We're apparently getting our own stadium on campus. So fuck yeah, awesome. Gotta thank A-Rod and The Rock for this one.
Can I just point out the fact that why don't you guys just do like every other poverty ACC franchise or ACC school and just give away your free tickets? Because outside of the SEC, why is anybody going to pay for a ticket for their students?
The SEC hatred is real with
the SEC is the only conference that does not have enough seats.
All right, get over it. We're doing picks here. Mace.
I got Texags.
Okay. Matt, did you make your pick?
Not yet. I'm gonna follow suit with you guys with Kelsey and take Texas A&M.
All right. And Mr. Chris in the chat, drop your pick, my friend.
We don't want to bring him back on. Come back on.
I mean, we can. Fuck it. Chris, welcome to the stage. Who are you picking?
Gonna do Texas A&M.
Sorry for the -3 second warning that you're gonna be on camera.
It's okay. Listen, he signed up for this shit. All right, for my pick. Let me tell you something. Damn it. The Miami fucking Hurricanes are winning on Saturday for 3 fucking reasons. One, Texas A&M's run defense has been suspect this year. 2, yeah, they played a bottom 5 team. Who gives a fuck? They also have a 3-headed running monster in Coral Gables by the name of Henry Parrish, Mark Fletcher, and Donald Chaney. All juniors. Here's the thing.
Because that's their depth chart does not make them a 3-headed monster.
It's my show right now. Give me the Miami Hurricanes for not only the win, but for my upset pick this week. They would be 7-point dogs if this was in that cult-like, physique, terrifying piece of shit place called College Station. But this is in the beautiful city of Miami, Florida. This is in Miami country. Give me Tyler Van Dyke and the boys to pull off the upset and get ranked for the first time since, I believe, 2021. Here we go. Kane's back. Let's do it. They're not national contenders, but because the Clemson Tigers fucking suck, I had to fit that one in there. ACC contenders. Let's go.
Yeah. Sorry.
That was my emotion for the day.
That was very cheery of you.
There's more to come.
All right. Speaking
I didn't wanna let you down yet.
of Texas schools. All right, Mace.
You know where I'm going with this. Look, I think Jalen Milroe is not great, but I don't expect this game to be particularly close. I don't know how many of you guys watched Rice hang in there for quite some time against Texas last week. I watched about close to the entire first half after the Sooners game last weekend. Ewers looked extremely average, extremely pedestrian. Xavier Worthy, not impressed. A.D. Mitchell, not impressed. The defense did not look very sharp. So, look, I think if this game was at the back end of the schedule, I think it'd be a lot closer. But I don't see this game being particularly close. I don't see Texas I don't see them not being overwhelmed going into Tuscaloosa. I don't see that happening at all. And so I think Bama is going to win this by at least 10 points. I could see it being more, simply because of the fact that it takes quite a bit, even if you are. I mean, put it simple. I mean, when's the last time Alabama's lost at home? When have they lost at home?
Auburn 3 years ago.
Right. I don't think Texas is going to come into Tuscaloosa and take them down. I just don't see it happening, particularly in week 2. So, Bama, take the points, money line, all of it. Kiss the Texas is back chatter away once again. It's the same old story every single year.
To quote friend of the show, Cruz Oxenrider, notable Bama alum, Bama fanboy, horns down. All right, McCarthy, Texas, Bama.
Bama. No other analysis, just Bama.
Yeah, no, that's my analysis too. I think Texas is one of the most overhyped teams in college football this year. Give me Bama. Milroe scares me with his mechanics and his decision making, but there's so much talent in that Bama roster. They're going to win by at least 14.
Wake me up when Arch Manning is the starting quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. So I'm going Bama until that happens. So give me Bama with this one.
There you go, Boba. All right, DJ.
I'm going to say Texas at minimum covers the spread. Last year, Alabama was better and Texas was worse, and it was a 1-point game after Texas' quarterback died, basically. So I'm going to say Texas at minimum covers the spread. I'm not going to pick them to win outright because it's still Alabama, but I'm going to say Texas covers the spread.
Fair enough. Kels.
Yeah, I mean, Bama's not an easy place to play in unless you're Auburn. Only team with a winning record in that stadium. Fun fact.
Nice.
That's not Alabama.
Nice.
So, and it's like 6 games over 500. So yeah, it's an impressive. It's an impressive stadium to play in. There's 100,000 fans you have to deal with, and they're all obnoxious and drunk and Southern. I don't need like real Southern, not Texas Southern. So Texas in for a rude awakening. Sorry, Quinn Ewers. As much as I think you're an okay guy, at least on the football field, you're not going to be an okay guy on this one. And also, they have Derrick Henry playing quarterback, so he doesn't need to throw the ball.
There you go. All right, Chris, round it off.
Gonna go horns down. I'm gonna take Bama.
Fair enough. All right, we got clean sweep on Bama. Nobody riding with Texas. Let's move to tonight's game. This game kicks off in about 25 minutes. Lions, Chiefs. Now, this game started on Monday when we recorded our show. By the way, check it out. It's on iTunes and Spotify officially. It was at as high as I believe Mason said 6.5. I saw 7. It's down to 3.5 now that Travis Kelce is out officially. Chris Jones ain't playing either. The Lions are kind of the darling, everyone's like surprise team. I do believe in the Lions. I think Dan Campbell has finally gotten a team that believes that culture. They got a lot of hard-nosed guys who really want to punch you in the mouth from start to finish. I love Jared Goff's redemption tour. I'm here for it. Give me the Lions winning tonight in Kansas City. The Chiefs always start slow. This is not – I still have the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. I have the Lions winning tonight and putting the entire NFL on. Sorry, I got the Diamondbacks right here with Jordan Lawler's debut. All right, so it's like I had to kind of have it on split screen. All right, DJ, we'll go in order here. Who's your take? Lions and Chiefs.
I think Lions put up a valiant fight. I think they scored 30-plus, but Patrick Mahomes has yet to lose an opening day game. They're raising a banner. He averages 37 points on week 1. Good. Lions are going to look damn good, but I'm not going to pick against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid when they've been planning for this game all summer. I think, it's tough. I'm going to say the Chiefs win. I don't know about the spread, though. I think it could be 38-35, something real close like that. But I'm going to say take the Chiefs to win outright.
Kels.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs are going to win this one. Yeah, Travis Kelce's injured. Okay, so I mean, who else? Who's going to stop Marquez Valdez-Scantling? Who's going to stop Kadarius Toney? Who's going to stop Noah Gray? For goodness' sake, like Justin Watson. Who's going to stop Justin Watson? A guy who scored 2 touchdowns last opening day. Like, who's going to do that? Because nobody on the Lions is trying to do it. They don't have enough corners to try to play with them. Look, and say what you will, the offense is still struggling for that Lions team. It's still pieced together. There are still 3 receivers suspended for 6 games or more. That's still a pain. Yeah, they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, but that's not enough for the Lions team. Yeah, you have David Montgomery. Cool. What are you going to do with Jahmyr Gibbs? Where's he going to actually fit in? We don't know yet. It's going to be pieced together. And let's not forget, the number 1 receiving player in the league last year as far as scoring touchdowns plays for the Chiefs, and his name's Jerick McKinnon. So, yeah, number 1 receiving threat for scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Doesn't make any sense, but there you go, Jerick McKinnon. So give me the Chiefs in this one. Winners over the Lions.
All right, Mace.
Chiefs win. Lions cover.
Matthew.
Wow, this is a tough. This isn't going to affect my pick or not. But is this an upset pick or is this not an upset?
It's not anymore because it is the swing. You have to have more than a 4.5 point advantage at home. It has to be more than a field goal.
All right. Well, you don't have Kelsey. You don't have Chris Jones. And say what you will about Chris Jones. We all have our opinions. We all have buttholes. They all stink. He just wants a raise, according to him, his words. And then you take into consideration everything Kelsey was saying, and all of that tells me that I should take the Motor City knee-breaking Deion Quavius, Dan Campbell, and his Detroit Lions. So give me the Lions over the Chiefs. I am a big believer in the Lions. Last year they put almost 40 up on the Eagles, even though they lost. They still put it there. They're a team that's going to score a lot of points, and their defense got better. Offense got a little better. I'm buying the hype and the Motor City hype. So give me the Lions.
Fellas, we're also less than 30 minutes from kickoff. Let that sink in for a second. McCarthy, roll with me and Matt here, buddy. I'm counting on you.
I wanted to take the Lions. Wanted to. But DJ brought up some great points. Mahomes has never lost an opening day. They're raising a banner tonight. Arrowhead Stadium is going to be amped. And fun fact, Arrowhead Stadium set the Guinness Book of World Records for the loudest stadium by decibel. It's going to be loud in that stadium. So I'm going with the Chiefs tonight. Lions give them a tough time, but I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
That was after they took down the Arrowhead, by the way, in the end zone, so it actually was more open, so they could quiet down some of the noise. They still set the record.
And Jared Goff stinks.
All righty. Finally, Chris, who are you going with?
I hate doing this because I'm a Philly fan. We lost to them. I'll give them their flowers. They haven't lost. Patrick Mahomes never lost. Opening day. It's Arrowhead. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Sadly. Don't want to do it, though.
Fair enough. Also, welcome into the comment section. Newest member of the Belly Up Sports Crew, Lay Patel. Lay, what's up, buddy? Welcome in.
Also, let me just say, Lions through the rest of the year, love the team. Right now, this is not the team you need to match up with for week 1 when you're trying to figure out what you're doing with Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of this offense.
I am holding
Excellent
fast.
take.
The second I saw that they were the team playing the Chiefs opening day, I said, you know what? Fuck it. Ride or die. I'm rolling with my boy MCDC. If there was any head coach I could roll with for motivating my team besides Nick Sirianni, I want Dan Campbell.
Bold take of the night. Bold take of the night. Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta score a touchdown.
I need it. I need
Sam Laporta to score a touchdown for my fantasy team.
Same. I started him willingly, but I also had David Njoku, so it's not really like a,
It's a split decision.
Yeah.
All right. Next up on the list, we go to the Battle of Ohio, round 1. Browns, Bengals. Bengals rolling in at 2.5-point favorites on 2-point favorites now on the road. I'm taking Bengals. I don't trust this Browns team yet. I think they are going to be more competitive than people think. I still think they're going to struggle. There's a lot of holes on that team that really kind of bug me a little bit, especially on the front line. But give me the Bengals. Healthy Joe Burrow means a lot of points on the board.
So,
nice.
I think we should all remember the Joe Burrow record against the Cleveland Browns is 1-4.
It's going to be 2-4 after the
Not to jump the order, but I just want to throw that stat out there, and that is my reasoning for taking the Cleveland Browns for this week's matchup. I'm taking a lot of non-favorite teams this week. I'm taking the Browns on this one. The kryptonite of Joe Burrow is the Browns, just like the kryptonite of the Bills and the Chiefs is Joe Burrow. His kryptonite is the Cleveland Browns. Give me Deshaun Watson, Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper, and Nick Chubb and the Cleveland Browns to beat the Bengals tonight. Or not tonight, you know what I mean. Later. A couple days.
Well, Matt stole my fire there. For the exact same reason I am picking the Browns for the same reason as Myles Garrett seems to be the Joe Burrow kryptonite. That being said, though, I'm not going to say give me Deshaun Watson, but everybody else, like Nick Chubb, control the game. Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, a lot of weapons. They always give the Bengals fits. So I'm going to take the Browns to win in week 1 as well. Plus, Joe Burrow hasn't practiced in how long? The Bengals seem to stink in the first couple of weeks. Even last year, they were 0-2 at one point. So even though I have the Bengals winning the division, we're going to take the Browns in week 1, reluctantly.
All right, Mr. Kelsey.
Oh, wow, that's a new one. Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna pick the Browns. I can't pick a team that used dude wipes to create their whiteout helmets.
Thank you.
A team who literally had streaks across their field and didn't use the dude wipes to wipe it off and to get ready for the season as a promotion. That would have been fantastic.
Amazing
I'm
marketing.
pick a team who has Deshaun Watson as quarterback. That's just not going to happen when I have Joe Burrow to pick from. I'm taking Joe Burrow in squad. The Bengals are bound to. Joe Burrow's bound to fix every single negative stat line against him at this point in time, just because he's that good and he has that many weapons.
There you go.
Give me the Bengals.
All right, McCarthy.
Go with the Bengals because I hate that stupid elf sitting in the middle of Brown Stadium. I hate
it's a
that
bulldog
thing.
this year. It's a bulldog.
Oh, no, it's a bulldog. They came to their senses. Oh,
yeah, they had a fan vote for it this year, and the new version of the bulldog, which just looks like a clip art bulldog, is the image in the middle.
But the midget is still at 50-yard line though.
No. It's the bulldog is at the 50.
Oh, I thought the elf was there still.
Nope, they replaced it with the 50 with the dog.
Good job. That was really bad.
And the elf is still better than this clip art bulldog.
He was a South Pole elf, anyways.
I'm still going. I'm still going with the Bengals then.
Because he's a South Pole elf.
Because it's the South Pole elf.
That's good reason.
All right, Matthew.
I think I jumped the gun. I made my pick already. I chose the Browns.
That's right, Mason.
I am gonna hang in here. I'm leaning on Burrow. I'm leaning on the elite receiving core that they've got. I like the Bengals. I don't think this is overly complicated. Give me the Bengals.
Very complicated.
All right, and finally, the intern, Mr. Chris, finish us off here. Battle of Ohio. Who you got?
Intern he is also taking the Bengals. Big fan of Joey B, so going for the Bees.
There you. I'm loving this.
Let's go.
All right. Next up, the battle of teams I despise. Cowboys, Giants from the Meadowlands. Fun fact, back-to-back games at the Meadowlands this weekend. So here we go. Cowboys, Giants. Cowboys 3.5-point favorites rolling into the Meadowlands. Kelsey, the Cowboys fan here. I'll start with you. Who are you taking? You're going to be self-hating this year, or are you actually going to believe in your boys?
I don't have a good sound effect for this one, so I can't do anything right there with that. But yeah, I'm not going with the Cowboys. I'm going with the Giants in this one. Never pick my own team ever. Just works as failure. And last year I didn't pick them, and they did pretty good. So we're going to continue this philosophy for this year, and I'm going to pick the Giants. I will sacrifice one pick a week every week if this is the case.
Fair enough. All right, Mace, you're a Texan. You're up next. What do you got for me?
Give me the Cowboys. Look, I think Daniel Jones is average at best. I know they're at home, but this Cowboys team is just better in every single category. And so I think Brian Daboll is a fantastic coach. He won him a playoff game last year, but I like I said, I just feel like Dallas is the better team. Pollard is going to be on. CeeDee Lamb is going to do his thing. I think Prescott, as we all know on the show, I think he's the worst quarterback in the history of the game. But
good.
He is surrounded by elite talent, and I think that is enough to win him a game on Sunday night.
Matthew.
I'm not entirely positive about this stat. I believe what I heard was, I think the record between the Cowboys and the Giants in the last 12 games was like 11-1 in the Cowboys' favor. I believe that's correct. I think the Giants improved. I think the Cowboys' defense improved. I am going with the Cowboys on this one. I think it's a very tough schedule on the Giants' end. I still believe in them. I believe in Brian Daboll, but I believe that this is going to be another Dallas victory. So give me the Cowboys.
There you go. All right, McCarthy.
My heart says Giants, but my head, for some reason, says Cowboys. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys for this one. It'll be a closer. Yeah.
Listen to your heart.
All right, Roxette. May she rest in peace. No, I mean, talent-wise, the Giants have improved. I'm kind of curious to see how Isaiah Simmons fits in their defense. Hopefully, he goes back to the linebacker position, because Arizona. Why did you try to move him to safety? I don't know. But I just think talent-wise, Cowboys have a lot more talent on both sides of the ball, and just the fact that they own the Giants, they're in the back pocket right now, is a big thing. So I want to go with the Cowboys, although I think it'll be closer than the 3.5. I think Cowboys will win by 2 or 1.
There you go. Intern.
Unfortunately, given that I despise both teams, I got to pick one. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
You don't have to. You can pick a push. A tie is an option.
So, honestly, if this game ends in a tie, I might actually
It'll be the most dissatisfying 2.5 hours of television that I've ever watched in my life.
You're implying that this is going to be on my main screen. I will find something else to watch. Maybe I'll play No Man's Sky for the 3 hours and have it on my side screen. Not No Man's Sky, sorry, Starfield. I'll have literally it on my...
Starfield, yes.
Yeah, Starfield. I have it downloaded on my Xbox. I haven't touched it yet, so I'm excited for it. That's tomorrow.
Did DJ ever make us pick?
No, we started with Kelsey as the Cowboys fan. And in the same vein, I'm going to take the New York Football Giants. I'm not sure what I think about the Cowboys led by Mike McCarthy without Kellen Moore. Not sure.
No relation.
Tyron Smith is injured as well too. So, and Isaiah Simmons sounds like they're going to use him as a pass rusher. I think that defense is going to put the Cowboys offense in hell. Give me the Giants in a close one.
Fair enough. And finally, my pick. Give me the New York Football Giants at home. They always struggle with the Giants opening week. We've had the Odell Beckham catching these games, and Dak has not
bring up
looked sharp
Brandon
in
Carr.
camp.
This is
Dak
not
has
what you bring up a
not
Brandon
looked
Carr
sharp
moment.
in camp. I'm
There
telling
will
you
never
right
be
now,
another Orlando Scandrick.
fucking scumbag. All right.
But by the way, if you ever need to vote against Mike McCarthy for any reason whatsoever, just remember he gave an inspirational speech by giving every Cowboys player butt aid. It's literally an anti-scratch butt cream. So
That's
if
awesome.
you ever
Leader.
need any reason to just not like Mike McCarthy, it's because that's an
He also
inspirational
smashed
speech.
What's wrong with that?
Wasting produce.
Lots of
Remember
things. I can
three-
go
What
on
did he
things
get?
is wrong
What
with
did he
that, but
get?
nothing I wanna say on
He's
air.
looking out for his boys. What's wrong with
He gave
that?
him
man?
he gave him tough actin to actin for his ass. Pretty
That
much.
shit don't work, by the way.
I'm gonna take
Neither
Never
does the
forget.
Neither does a Walgreens brand butt aid. Or
Never
sorry,
forget like
Dollar General
three
brand butt aid.
years ago when he
Guys,
said
if
he wanted the Jets.
my body's still here, but my spirit has left. I don't know what else to say
We've
about
killed the holy man out here, apparently. All right. Last game of the six-pack. Matthew and McCarthy's Jets at home against the Bills. Bills are 2.5-point favorites on the road. We'll start with the intern this time. Christopher, who you picking?
Remember, we sign off on your hours. So
No, I sign off on your hours. Matt don't say shit.
I'm gonna take Mr. Rogers. I'm gonna ride with the Jets. I'm high on the Jets this year, so yeah, I'm gonna take the New York Jets.
I'm rolling my intern and my fellow Eagles fan. It's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. We're just living in it. I have a weird feeling the Bills are going to have a little tough time to start this year. They did not solve a single one of their fucking problems besides drafting Dalton and Cade. They still have a lot of injury concerns on that defense. And the last time I checked, they have a bunch of guys that are not better than me or Kelsey blocking for them. So that being said, give me the
Put some respect
Jet
on my name.
pass brush to wreak some fucking havoc. My man with too many piercings and tattoos, Will McDonald, and Quentin Copel's old 8-ball, or was it cue ball, knocking dudes out week one. It's going to be a wild game. I think the Jets are going to shock a lot of people. They're going to be ready to rock and roll. DJ.
So the Jets are going to be awesome, and if you watch the latest episode, you see that I was pretty high on the Jets, but it doesn't start week one. There's still going to be a little bit of growing pains. It's going to be a close one. I'm taking the Bills in a close one. I think it's going to be really close, but the Bills will have a little more continuity, and I think Josh Allen healthy is going to be a big deal compared to what we saw last year when he had that elbow injury. So give me Josh Allen in a close one, but the Jets are still going to be good. So don't worry, Matt. I got you. The Jets will still be fine.
All right, Kels.
Yeah, I mean, I might not ever be allowed back on the show if I don't pick the Jets, but I'm sorry, Matt, I can't pick the Jets because for the same reason I talked about the Lions, you have too many pieces you're trying to fit into a new offense, and it takes more than 1 week. At the end of the day, it just takes more than 1 week. The one preseason game that Aaron Rodgers finally plays is not going to make up for it. So I'm going to go with the team that's out here, same team it was last year for the most part. And I'm going to say the Bills win this one. Maybe by 3 points. It's not going to be an easy win. But when they come back and play the second time around, I think it will be a flip in the big. I think the Jets will win game 2. Right now, game 1, the Bills early season, they're just the favorites. They come out hot every year so far under Josh Allen.
There you go. All right, McCarthy, you're the other Jets fan here.
Is Von Miller playing?
He is not.
Or is he still? He's a no. Wow, changing it's changing everything. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
You know who is playing? Spencer Brown.
Who?
They're atrocious tackle.
Don't say that about a 7-foot guy. Literally, the dude is 7 feet, or at least he has a 7-foot wingspan.
Still can't block shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to block shit either.
Aaron Rodgers, like Mahomes, great opening day. There's going to be opening night in New York on 9/11. It's going to be a blackout. It's going to be a blackout game. Jets going to have their black jerseys on. Quinnen Williams is coming up. Is fresh off of signing a new contract. Aaron Rodgers is playing quarterback. I just think the Jets. I'm gonna pick. I hate to pick my team, but I got to pick my team. I'm taking the Jets in this one. I just think they got to Josh Allen a lot last year, and they had that one sack that Bryce Huff had that sack that basically tore Josh's Allen arm to shreds. It wasn't the same after that. It was not the same passer after that game. After that third down when his UCL went that way. So I just think the Jets are better on both sides of the ball. Even though they have pieces they're going to take a while to gel on offense, yes, but their defense is. I'm praying they're going to be top 3 this year, with just so much talent they have on that side of the ball. So, but needless to say, it's a long season, and the Jets have a very tough 6 games to open the season. But I think they're going to win this one, just based on the fact that there's so many things with being on 9/11 on Monday night in New York. They got to win.
Fair enough. I am going to take
the goddamn Jets.
Yeah, the goddamn Jets. All right, I am taking the goddamn Jets. I'm loving the story. Aaron Rodgers coming back. I'm loving the receiving core. Hard Knocks really made me believe in these guys a little bit. I think they break the Hard Knocks curse to make the playoffs. But I think the team the year before will win the playoffs. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. Who cares? Yeah, give me the fucking Jets. I think the Bills, like I said before, obviously. Wait, I think I picked already.
You did.
Fuck. My brain is shot. All right, I need a fucking nap. All right, Matt, go!
All right, I ponder this greatly. I've gone back and forth many times. I've on one hand, Buffalo, obviously, it's easy to go with.
Just say
Another hand,
but
at the end of the day, I had to ask an old pal, Fireman Ed, what should I do? And he said,
fuck Boston Connor.
So, I mean, with that, I got to take the Jets. Could be a surprise, but I'm buying the Aaron Rodgers hype. I think, listen, he's got a little fire in him. I think this is going to be, I don't think we're going to get the regressed Aaron Rodgers like some have said. I think we're getting a whole brand new Aaron Rodgers, and I'm living for it. So give me the Jets Monday night.
All right. Mason, Chris, who you guys got?
Go ahead, Chris.
I already picked. I took the Jets.
This is the problem.
You really knew that, Jared.
All right, Mason, you're last. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills here. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. I think hammer that over, man. This is going to be a total shootout. We know that the Bills offense is just a juggernaut, man. They're up there with KC, with Cincinnati. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I think Garrett Wilson, this is going to be the coming out party for Garrett Wilson. This is going to be just a crowning of the next great receiver in the NFL. It's going to be an awesome game. Like McCarthy said, 9/11 in New York, Monday Night Football. It's going to be amazing for everybody, including New Yorkers, specifically New Yorkers. So it's going to be great. But look, I think the Bills are the better team, and I think they're going to show that on Monday night.
I disagree.
With what running back?
Damian Harris and Josh
Allen, McCarthy. Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's all they got for the running game.
It's worked out pretty well, man.
All right.
Are you referring to the Kmart Dalvin Cook?
Jesus Christ. All right. For me, Matt, Mason, and Chris, upsets and gimmies. I believe I'm the only one who took an upset in the first 6.
Can I take
one? Correct me if I'm wrong here. So I take my gimme. I'm taking Michigan over UNLV. That's my gimme because it's a fucking layup. Mason, Matthew, and Chris, figure it out yourselves. Fine. Mason, who's your upset pick this week?
Well, I can give you my gimme. I don't have an upset yet, but my gimme is. What's that?
You either can take a gimme or an upset, but you lose a point if you take your gimme.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll go gimme.
Can I give you an upset?
No. Let him go.
Yeah, you can take
what did you say, Kelsey? I didn't hear you. What was that?
Tulane over Ole Miss.
Yeah, I don't feel great about that. But look,
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take a gimme here. I'll say my Sooners whoop up on SMU pretty good on Saturday evening.
Against Rhett Lashley. All right, I'll take that money.
I have to take an upset. I'm gonna take I forgot the college was. It's ULL. I think it's Louisiana Lafayette over Old Dominion. It's a 5.5 point spread. They're plus 5.5, so I'm gonna take ULL over Old Dominion.
There you go.
No reasoning behind it absolutely whatsoever. No reasoning. I have no idea who plays for who. I didn't even know ULL was school. So.
All right, and Chris,
you know about the Raging Cajuns?
You're upset for the week.
Only thing I know about Raging Cajuns is gumbo.
Damn. All right.
NFL too, by the way, Chris.
You can do NFL?
You can do NFL.
Okay, cool. I took the Panthers plus 2.5 against the Falcons.
Are the Panthers on the road or at home?
They're on the road.
Can't do that. It's too close.
Shit. Okay, gonna make this quick.
Take Tulane.
3.5 on the road.
Take somebody.
Tulane over Ole Miss.
At home.
Tulane over Ole Miss.
Just
Trust me, take Tulane over Ole Miss.
Boom. Give me
You don't
Tulane.
lose. Listen, you don't lose a point taking an upset pick. And Kelsey, honestly, Kelsey's shooting about 85% upsets the last 2 years.
Who's Southern playing this week?
Shut the fuck up, man. Nobody cares about our DJ shit box. All right? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about kickoff time. We appreciate y'all stopping by. DJ and Kelsey, where can we find your amazing content?
DJ, go ahead. I did the last
Every
one.
Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch us live. After that, catch us on everywhere you like to watch your podcast. High-Low Sports, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all those other fun things as well. Tier Tuesdays every Tuesday and Fantasy Fridays every Friday. So just go follow us on all those things and see us. We randomly pop up throughout the week.
There you go. All right, Mr. McCarthy, where can we find your amazing content when you get back from vacation?
Well, you can find Belly Up's unofficial chaplain at WhoIsRyanMCC on Twitter, or X if you want to call it that. No purchase required. We return on Tuesday. We're going to wrap up week 1. Also going to be doing my Jets offshoot podcast called Victory Monday, but it'll be on a Tuesday because obviously we're playing Monday, so we'll cover Jets content. And I'm also going to bring in my doubles podcast, Have Another Donut, into the no purchase required family. So that's coming back pretty soon. New Jersey Devils hockey starts next month. I'm excited for that, just as excited as I am excited about the Jets season.
Special shout out to my dad, bringing me stuffed clams. Fucking amazing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Shout out to our sponsors, SeatGeek, Canada Dips, Mahler Bros, and, of course, Belly Up Media. We appreciate you stopping by. Mason said he's out like a Girl Scout. Ladies and gentlemen, see you next Monday, and we'll see you Thursday as well. Enjoy the weekend. Drink responsibly. Enjoy some football, and we'll catch you on Tuesday. Peace.